What number was it? 14. Now,
This
members,
is the
yes,
one that's still open.
we can go back, but there's a restriction on who can actually move at this stage. So we'll put the motion up, and there it is. It's the D.
Mr. Chairman, I'm still not convinced by the advice. I think once the debate's closed and the vote's taken, that's the end of it, no matter whether you've spoken or not spoken.
Yep. So the advice that I had in recall is that the standing orders, because they are not prescriptive on this, it falls to chairperson's ruling. And because we had not left the item, and I made it clear at that time, we hadn't left the item and started the new item. We were actually technically still on that item, even though some motions were voted on and carried. And it was called carried, but we hadn't left the item. So until you leave the item, and there is a boundary between the item you were on and the next one, a member who has not spoken at that item can move another motion. You can't contradict the motions above. And look, I will just ask our advisors, our democracy advisors, to either confirm or contradict me.
Yeah, Councillor Casey, I think you're right in most cases. I think what our normal practice is once we take the clauses which have been debated and the chairperson puts it to a vote and it's carried, we move very quickly on to the next item. Unfortunately, in this case, there is some confusion as to whether we did move on to that item because Councillor Fletcher had a question that she had indicated that the chair had not picked up. I think in this case, with the agreement of the meeting, we can raise another motion. I think it should be raised by someone other than Councillor Fletcher who spoke to the item.
I didn't speak.
I mean, you asked questions.
I didn't
sorry.
speak to it, so I'll move it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I think with the agreement of the meeting we can proceed. I don't think it's good practice, but we have had this happen in one instance before in the Environment and Community Committee, and I think if members agree to proceed, we can do so. But if you're not in agreement, we can move on.
Okay. Now you are in agreement and you'd like to move it,
Yep.
Councillor Casey? Okay, Councillor Casey is moving it. Councillor Fletcher is seconding it.
Yep.
That's for recommitment.
Thank you. I think we've probably discussed this. Yep. Should we just go straight to the vote?
Yep.
Yeah.
All those in favour say
Are you
aye.
sure? Are you sure?
Sorry,
those
there
in
was
fa-
one word missing that I thought we'd agreed, and that was the early and meaningful engagement.
Oh, sorry.
The word early is not
You're
there.
right, so I missed that.
Okay, put that in. Any objections, members?
Thank you.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Contrary, no. Declare that carried. Thank you. Thanks everybody involved.
2nd of January.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you,
I'll
Linda.
just check, where are we now? Just got,
Jack's long gone.
I'll move, somebody like to move the summary of information items, Councillor
You all
Hill,
exist on
Councillor
a time
Professor
and
Collins.
space continuum.
Second. All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Contrary, no. Declare that carried. No extraordinary items have been raised with me, and then before we move a motion to exclude the public, I'll just check that we've covered everything on the open. We have, I'll move to exclude the public. Seconded Councillor Collins.
We have a 5-minute break while the public rushes out, please.
All those in favour say aye.
Aye.
Contrary, no. Declare that carried.